Hey guys, Joe here with another Rank X session. Today we're playing Tower Control with the Splatterscope on Musselforge Fitness and Humpback Pumptrack. If you didn't already know, this is a series where we review some of my solo queue matches in an attempt to learn and make ourselves better at the squid game called Splatoon. Now, when you are playing a charger weapon, there is one thing that is super duper important. That one thing is your ability to aim. More on that in a moment. First, let's take a look at what we're doing at the beginning of the match. I'm here on the left side, and there are no enemy squids within my range to kill, so it's time to reposition, and it pays off pretty much instantly. Now I'm about to engage with their charger, and I miss one shot, then I miss another, and I die for it. So I'm going to try to teach you guys about some things that you can do to increase your win rate that isn't just aim better, but really the best advice that I can give to you if you are playing a charger is aim better. Anyway, the position I've taken here is good for controlling the right hill area on my team's side of the map. However, I did allow that Splattershot Pro to jump right into my base and take a trade. As my team's backliner, I should have been in a position to prevent that sort of maneuver from happening, but I failed my team. I'm sorry. So I got my Stingray here, I use it on the tower, and I do get a kill, but I don't really stop the tower from pushing. They pushed all the way from 35 to 23 during my Stingray, so that's unfortunate. So this time when I respawn, I'm going to go for the right side again, but this time this is the right thing to do, because this is where the tower actually is, so I do want to kill people standing on that hill area. I missed twice, third time's the charm though, aw yeah. Jumping forward 30 seconds here, since all I did was move up and then get splatted. Once again, I find myself on the right side of the map here, but when the tower is just barely starting to push forward, I need to be scooted just a little bit more to the left side so that I can actually help out on the tower there. As you saw, some of my shots didn't even reach their targets. Dodging a whole bunch of specials, all landing right here in my spawn, just standard Splatoon stuff, you know how it goes. And now, as you can see, while my team was all distracted by those specials, the tower was able to push right up to our front doorstep, so that is a really good example by the enemy team of how to use specials. You gotta use them while you're trying to push an objective because it will suppress all of the enemies and force them not to stop the tower or the Rainmaker or whatever it is from pushing forward. And check it out, here's my example of how not to use a special. I just pretty much do nothing with it. I sort of deny a little bit of space right in front of their drop-off, so that forces the enemies to take different paths, but really I wasn't even suppressing anybody or stopping anybody from killing the people on the tower, so don't do what I did. Things are getting pretty hectic right here in the middle of the map, so I decide to get out of there, but I do believe it is good sometimes for the backline to play that far forward, to catch people off guard. Right there, I just choke. I'm not able to catch that Dynamo who should have been an easy splat. But then right here, I get my revenge for the very beginning of the match when that guy got a nice snipe on me. I return the favor. Oh, then I instantly die, of course. Props to my enemies there. They both popped up on me at the same moment and killed me basically instantly. So, very good teamwork by them. So you're going to see me flounder about here for a moment, not really getting any splats. When you have a backline weapon, it's very important for you to be constantly in positions where you're threatening people and applying pressure, even if you're not actually getting any kills. Right here, I'm not applying any pressure at all. There's nobody on this enemy team worrying about me, except now that I have my Stingray, obviously they all got to respect the Stingray. But when I was out there using my main weapon, I was not accomplishing anything useful, not helping my team push or anything. That's my biggest tip for all you charger users out there, other than just aim better. Put yourself into spots where you are applying pressure and threatening the enemy squids, because even if you're not getting splats, the fact that there's a laser pointer there and the enemy squids are like, uh-oh, I can't stand in this area because of their charger, then that's helping your team, even if you don't actually get any splats. Now, the other thing that you need to be very careful of is while you are positioning yourself in threatening ways, you also need to make sure that you are safe, because if your aim isn't actually good, then people are just going to walk up to you and kill you, and all of a sudden all that pressure you are applying is gone. But if you're able to stand in places where you can, you have a good place to hide or run away to, like hide behind a wall, then it's harder for the enemies to eliminate the threat that is you. So even if you are not actually getting any splats, you need to still be a threat, and to be a threat, you need to be alive. Jumping right on into the next match here on Musselforge Fitness. This little snipe spot area that I'm about to take is a great example of one of those positions that I was talking about where you can threaten people, but you're also very close to some cover you can use to hide behind. So right there, I started getting shot on, but there's a trench in between myself and the middle of the map, so people can't really push towards me, and there's also a wall right there, so it's just a really excellent position for you to use, especially when you have a charger. Okay, so this spot right here, sort of on the bottom of that snipe area, is not as good of a position because you cannot see as much. There's some stuff blocking your vision. Those blocks right there prevented me from getting a good angle on that Clash Blaster. Right here, it should have been obvious to me that I was about to get completely toasted by this Clash Blaster, but I decided to be a brave little charger and attempt to splat him. I should have just super jumped out. Alright, so on my way back to middle to try to stop that tower from pushing, and my teammates take care of all that for me. Now the question you need to be asking yourself here when you are the charger is, where should I position myself next? That is not the question I was asking myself while I was playing. I was just continuing to think about, okay, where are the enemies and how can I shoot at them? But I need to be thinking about, where do I position myself to suppress the people who are going to try to kill the tower rider. This right here is a pretty decent spot. I have some cover to hide behind, and I can also see the people who are standing right in front of their drop-off, right behind their snipe, and I get completely sidewinded by George the Clash Blaster. Gosh darn it. Jumping on back into the match here, and there is an enemy flanking us, so I try to warn my teammates. I say this way, but they don't react fast enough, unfortunately. Now, due to the fact that the 96 gal is there, I'm not able to push forward and try to suppress that charger, so that charger is able to just very easily kill my tower rider, forcing me to run away because I'm out there on the left side all alone. And now you're going to see me do some weird flanking maneuvers, trying to just find an angle that is surprising to the enemies. You don't really want to do like long outside flanks like this with the charger, because it's really easy for you to just take any old position, even if you're really far back, and still be threatening. So that's what you want to do. You want to take those far back positions and be threatening. If you're flanking, then you're not being very threatening. Check it out. Pretty nice snipe right there. And then boom, there's a freebie for me, and that's the one I miss. I guess that's how it goes. So anyway, I guess you could say you really want to be moving as little as possible. You obviously have to move when you're playing any weapon, but you want to spend as little time as possible moving, especially with the charger, because you can be very threatening even when you're just being a statue, not even moving at all. So spending time doing a big flank, that's a lot of moving that you just do not have to do. Alright, we just killed a whole bunch of the enemy team, so it's our time to try to push up here and take the lead. There is a slosher somewhere in the middle. I'm just sort of waiting for him to reveal himself to me so I can get a kill. Then I spot that sniper all the way in the back, so I decided to try to use my stingray to try to suppress that charger, make it easier for my team to kill off all the other people swarming the tower. But I get killed by that 96 gal. So annoying to be flanked while you're trying to use your stingray. Right here, I'm playing pretty far forward considering where the tower is and where the rest of my team is positioned. So I should be trying to use my position to threaten the charger in the back. But I do end up having to back off just because there's too much support coming from the rest of the enemy team. Having said that, it looks like this would have been a pretty good moment for me to back up, jump right on out of there. I did not do that, and I died to the Clash Blaster and the Slosher, who pushed me at the same time. Great teamwork, you guys. This is what I like to see. This is a pretty questionable jump. I'm not really giving myself any good angles to kill the tower riders, but luckily my team just kills all the tower riders, so it actually does kind of work out, because the spot that I did jump to is pretty decent for pressuring that charger. The charger did have to back up, but yeah, I probably should have played that a little bit safer than I did. My positioning here still is not that great, not very much improved. I'm getting really cornered pretty badly right here with my teammate, and we are unfortunately unable to fight our way out, and we just get pinched by the enemies. Yep. And here's the last match for today's episode. Things went a little bit better here, so let's try to take a close look and see what we did correctly. Was it just the aim being better? Was it the positioning? Or was it a little bit of both? Starting off here with the great position, I'm taking that sniper spot. I have lots of good vision all over the middle of the map, and no one can really challenge me. My team has very good control of the middle. We're pushing the tower, so I've decided to move up, and poor mechanics lead me to not make that jump. My teammate's ouch warns me that even though my teammate did get a trade over there is still an enemy over there, and it turns out it was the heavy splatling, so good job teammate for making me aware. Right here, the fact that I missed this shot is obviously a mistake, but also, I was walking too far to my right while I was taking that shot, because even if I did land my shot on the heavy splatling, I would have been standing right out in the middle of the open, but if I had been more to my left, then I would have been much more better covered to take on whatever comes next. Look at this little glitch in the recording. Boom, just like jump ahead a small moment. I don't know why that happens all the time to me. And whoa, look at that, a triple kill. One of those was a collateral. And yeah, that's the power of taking positions where you can take shots at the tower or at the objective. Even if you're missing all your shots, you never know when you're just gonna get that one shot that gets 2 kills. You're never going to get shots like that, though, if you don't put yourself into positions where you even have a chance to make something like that happen. Right now, we've got the enemies kind of on their heels here, so I'm able to push far forward and try to kill people as they are attempting to come out of their spawn. After missing those shots on the Clash Blaster, a normal charger probably would have tried to back up and take a safe position, but not me. I decided to push way forward, do this crazy flank, and get another collateral. Now, this play that I made right here, it's another pretty questionable one. It worked out perfectly for me. I got 2 kills with 1 shot, but like I was talking about before, it took me some time to swim over to that position, and then I had to jump back into my spawn, so that's a lot of wasted time. If I didn't get those 2 splats, it would not have been worth it. I got myself popped by some bubbles, so I gotta get back in after this respawn, and it's gonna be a while before I actually get any more splats, but as you can see, it's all about the positions that I'm taking and the areas where I'm waving around that laser. Just by having any sort of presence where I can attack people standing in the middle of the map, I am forcing the enemies not to push forward as much as they would probably like to. So just continuing to keep an eye on things on the map, trying to make sure that we have control of the areas we need control of, and then I bust out my stingray to try to prevent people from shooting my team off of the tower. This heavy splatling decides to waste his stingray on me all the way in the back when my whole team is much more pushed forward, posing a much bigger threat. I drop myself down into this little corner, which makes it very easy for the N-Zap to kill me. I probably should have been more ready to throw a splat bomb to try to counter a push like that, and I also probably just shouldn't have been so eager to drop down into that corner. The reason why I wanted to be there was because I would be able to counter and suppress anybody who tries to stand right in front of their drop-off to try to kill my tower riders. But of course, the positioning that I had there is very easily countered by somebody who just pushes me. So we just got to keep playing some good defense in order to keep ourselves in the lead. Boom, headshot. And there's no way I'm going to let you take this win away from me. I am continuing to position myself in ways where I can see the middle of the map, so I can just prevent my team from getting flanked while they're pushing the tower. Oh man, just threaded that needle right there. I would not be too happy if somebody killed me like that. I lost track of that heavy splatling there. I think he's down somewhere in their trenches, so I'm just trying to throw some splat bombs to prevent any sneaky little sneak-ups by him. This is excellent timing by my 96 gal with the ink armor coming out right at the same time as the enemy stingray. I bust out my stingray to punish that guy to death, and then I almost kill an extra person. My teammate cleans up that kill for me. Thank you very much, buddy. I would like to take a moment to give props to my team in this match. They do an excellent job of keeping up the pressure, getting kills in the middle, which makes it so easy for me to just stand behind my team and just wave my laser pointer around at the people who try to challenge us, and with our combined pressure, we are able to come out on top. Right here, all we need to do is pull off one last defense to secure this victory. One thing that the enemy could do to ruin that for us is if they pulled off a crazy flank and killed us all while we're standing on our drop-off. So that's why I was hanging out there on the left. I realized that they were not going to do that sort of play, so I could just stand where I need to stand and try to kill the people who are going for the tower. Thanks for watching another episode of Rank X Session. Feel free to leave a comment letting me know if you learned anything, and also what weapon or mode you'd like to see in the future. Please don't forget to support the channel by liking and subscribing, and I hope you stay fresh out there. I'll see you in the next one.